Hey guys, so it's been a while since I did a figure review. I'm quite rusty. I'm still new to reviewing figures, so don't mind the fact that I'm not so good at reviewing them. But yeah, so today my brother has bought me Stain from My Hero Academia. However, they changed up their packaging for McFarlane Toys, which is the company that makes these figures. So yeah, so basically the packaging has changed. So I kind of wanted to do a side by side comparison. So first we're gonna start off with the packaging. I know some people don't really care so much about packaging, but I want to appreciate it a bit more because people do work hard to design packaging. So the first things first is you'll notice for the Kirishima one that I've done a review on before, it actually has a animated photo that they paid the Funimation and stuff like that to have like the rights to post the um Funimation, like the actual animation there. While in this new version of the packaging, it's just the picture of the actual figure, which still looks pretty nice. I think this is just to save a little bit of money because, to be honest, it does cost more money to get the rights to print a picture as for you can just post a picture of your own of you taking one. So I guess taking one is cheaper for them. The first thing I notice is this this is bigger, so it's kind of more blown up, so it's pretty good, so you can see the name better. The age 12 plus has gone to the top, and the My Hero Academia is bigger here too. Instead of having this nice animation on it, I don't really have anything to complain about. It's fine. It's just a window on the top. It doesn't really do much because you can't really see anything, but to be honest, that's fine. They still have the hook thing here. I know in EB Games, I had one from EB Games, which is a plastic thing, so I guess it depends on where you're buying it from. Sometimes it will just be a slit in the back with a plastic hook. Um, but most of mine in general have like a cardboard hook like this. And you'll see in this one it says Funimation while the other one doesn't. It has a darker orangey border around it, so it feels a bit darker. The pigmentation's a bit darker on the stripes here too, rather than here. So yeah. So when you flip it to the side, it says My Hero Academia. Um, this one's a bit strange because the other side says that instead, and then the Funimation is all the way down here, and also it's the opposite side basically, but for his name. And this time they actually added like a photo of the figure as well on the side. The McFarlane Toys logo is a different color, and so is the box, and it says his name right here instead of the side. To be honest, I did like these because I put these boxes, these empty ones, on my shelf, and it kind of looks like a book when you put it into like a bookshelf and stuff. So I kind of like that more, but this is still pretty, I would say. It just, I'm gonna have to display these differently. Um, Here's the back. It does say McFarlane Toys on both of them over here. And then this is more smaller and neater. It's more blown up, but these are more like an orangey color. Um, yeah, so what they used to do, sorry, I'm out of breath for some reason. So what they used to do is they also put like also available, so they would put two different characters, like two different pictures of two different characters, and it would be like telling you what other figures you could buy, and then they would put an animated photo of the figure, the character you're getting. For this one, they didn't do that. They ended up just switching out to like the figure, which is it's a nice pose actually, so I don't mind them doing this. And also it doesn't really bother me the fact that they may have done this to save money because it does technically save money, so I can see that this is a nice packaging. It still has a lot of detail to it. It says 22 parts for the moving, like the posability, and 7 inch And the bottoms are the same for the copyrights and everything and stuff like that, the safety and everything. So yeah, so I'm gonna get started opening this. The thing I like about McFarlane's toys, I mentioned this before, but basically that they're age 12 plus. So if you have a kid and you have these like on your shelf, you don't have to worry about them potentially like ruining them or bashing them. There's 2 tapes on the top. However, I just always go for the bottom because it's just 1 tape and it's convenient, and I don't want to mess up the top anyways, so the bottom is nicer for me. But yeah, if you have children and you want to collect figures, this is definitely something you could give to your kids if you want to introduce them to like anime and figures and stuff like that and toys, or you just want to be able to pose these in your room but your kid might touch them, so these won't break as easily, which I like. These are around, the price range, right? It's around $30 Canadian. I do live in Canada, so my pricing is Canadian. If you live in America, it might be cheaper. I'm going to leave a link in the description box below for anyone who wishes to go purchase them off of Amazon.ca. This is where my brother purchased it. So the background is just blue. Before, the background was just yellow. Hang on. So yeah, so you can see the background's yellow. It used to be just yellow, but now I guess this one is blue. I don't know about the other ones. It's just a plain blue though, so I don't mind. I'm just gonna lightly take this out. The problem with this is like, if you want like the background as a backdrop, you could easily just rip this and ruin it. So what I do is I just take it out halfway and then I just leave it there, because if I peel it off, you'll see the whites. So I'm going to put this down. So yeah, so this is the stand. It basically looks the same as my other one. I'll show you my Kirishima one because he's not using the stand anyway, so same thing. Pretty nice. My Bakugo one is glossy. I don't know why some of them are glossy and some of them are matte, but this one is a matte finish. So yeah, I guess depending on the figure, you will get a different type of stand. I don't know. I don't know what makes them have the decision of like the glossy stand versus the matte stand, but in comparison, I would say they all get pretty dusty easily. To be honest, mine all need to be dusted. But it has the My Hero Academia. So the figure is always connected easily. Usually it's only connected by one because Stain is so big. They used this and then this on his arm. These are like eye tags. They kind of remind me of eye tags you use on clothing, but they're like double. So there's like 2 strings attached. So, and then I also used 2 for his sword. So you're just gonna cut it. I'm carefully doing this. I'm kind of afraid to cut stuff because typically you could scratch up stuff. Ooh, it fell off. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's get a look at his sword first. Let's get back here. So, putting the scissors. So here's his sword. It has the nice detailing, like the ridges and stuff, so it's not a perfect, like a katana. This is pretty, bendable, so it won't break. It probably won't snap in half as easily. It's very flexible plastic, so that's good. If you drop the figure, this is not gonna smash and break into pieces. And also the handle's a little bit flexible too, but it's a little bit more harder than this. You can see like the wrap around it. My camera won't focus on that. but the wraparound is here. It's super well detailed. I actually like this a lot. Um, I haven't had a figure, like, I don't collect that many figures, so I haven't seen, like, other figures, but the detail on this is really good. Oh, he has another one. He has a third one, right? Why am I reaching for the katana to cut it? It's not a real sword. Okay. So he has another one near his waist, too. Ugh. So much packaging. This is actually pretty minimal. I used to, like, collect Transformers. I have a whole bunch of them. And, the plastic and wraparound for these guys to stay in the packaging was just so much. So actually McFarlane toys is easier to unpackage. I'm gonna try to take him out. I know I'm not great at taking out figures because I'm very gentle, so sometimes it takes more force for me to take it out. It's pretty easy. For my Kirishima, he was like stuck in the plastic even more, so I'd say that bothered me, but he was like pretty stiff. So McFarlane toys, I did mention this in another video. Their quality control isn't always good. It seems to be like either it's good or there's like some defects to it. My Bakugo is missing one of his grenades on his belt, and All Might, the All Might that I have has like paint smudges in certain places, so it's like it looks fuzzy rather than just a clear line between two different colors. So sometimes it's not that good, but it's not super noticeable. And you can tell like Bakugo missing a piece isn't that good either. I would say other than that, everything is good. Sometimes their joints are loose, so if you purchase one of these, just don't always expect the best, like in terms of like quality control, don't expect there to be like, it's still gonna be a decent figure. It's not always, the quality control is not always there. So sometimes there might be like smudging on the paint and stuff like that. But if you can live with it, it's perfectly fine. I always live with it anyways. I'm just like, it's okay. But if you can go to a store physically and purchase these figures and look at them in detail, like in the packaging, like in person, I would say go for it because you can then see if there's any mistakes in the front of the figure at least. So this is Stain. Let's see, Stain's a villain, so I have to admit I wasn't going to purchase him because he was a villain, but then my brother said, oh, you should get him because it's super cool. I was like, okay, I'll get him. But he ended up buying it for me. So he has his knife here, and then he has 4 knives here that can't come out. It's very detailed. It's kind of grayish for the wraps. They're supposed to be slightly just like a light beige, but I think they added like a more gray tone to it because he's evil. You can see his tongue. His face is well sculpted, and there is a lot of detail on his bandana and his hair. It doesn't have so much sculpting as the other characters, but I guess because it's like all wavy and everywhere, it's hard to make it like super detailed because like Kirishima has like hairlines and everyone else basically has hairlines, but he doesn't. But it's fine because his hair's still really nice. This is kind of softish plastic too, so again, him falling off of the table, I wouldn't worry about it. Here's the back. So you can see like, oh, I meant to show the front first, but you can see like the detailing for like his vest. There's like this, his, buckles here. They're all painted nicely, and then he has this belt over here. I'll show the back after actually. His pants have a lot of wrinkles, so it's good. And then there's like his straps here, and then his knee pads. I like all the detailing, to be honest. Like, even his boots are super cool. Like, these parts are kind of like a softer plastic. Like, they can move a little, but they're still hard. But yeah, you can see like this the chain design for like his shoelacing and everything. And the spikes are really nice too. They're not super sharp, they're pretty dull, like you can see on camera, but it's not like, I don't think it will hurt anyone that badly, because like I'm pressing on it and it doesn't hurt. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's safe for children. Bottom of his shoes don't have much detailing, but it's good. And there's two pegs for the base. The back has a lot of detailing too. There's an extra sword and then a pouch here. You can't really do anything like take off the swords and stuff like that, but they're so cool to have just strapped onto him. To be honest, I thought you might be able to, but you can't. So I guess the swords are just molded onto being stuck onto him. So this part is his scarf. I just like the detailing overall for the scarf and the bandana. It's like very action oriented. The only thing about this is it's not fabric, so like if you do some poses, they might get in the way, but they're pretty flexible, so like they probably won't get in the way with him. Like for example, like All Might, his cape is like a big piece, so it might get in the way for like different poses and stuff like that. But for him, it seems okay. It's just there. But it's always gonna be like in one position, so just keep that in mind if you want to purchase him. He even has his watch on his hand, on his wrist. So I'm gonna show the posability now, which is basically, typically you can move the shoulders up and down, and then you can move them all around like this. There's another joint here where you can go like move the arm like so, and then there's the elbow, which actually has a good range of motion. This one does. I think most of them don't. Most of them are the same. So this is the elbow. I think this is double. Is this double jointed? I think. So yeah. So it goes one and then it goes two. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really looked at figure reviews often, so I wouldn't really know. But I think that's double jointed. And then his wrist can move around all the way around. So for his head, it can tilt a little from side to side, but not really a lot of range of movement for his head, to be honest. Go a little up and a little down, but again, not super posable. Sometimes depending on the figure, if they have like clothing on the neck, sometimes their heads don't really move so much. And I think that's just the thing with him. He has a scarf on, so he can't really do that. For his waist, you can move it all around basically, but this is his waist. It's kind of loud when I move his waist. The other ones are super quiet. This one's like kind of making a lot of noise. Guess that's just it. And then his legs will go up. So this part's kind of a softer plastic, so you'll see that he's able to move his leg up that much. And then he can move his leg back up to that much. For his knee, it's like this. And then for his foot, you can move it all around basically, and for this part of his foot too, that's his ankle, sorry, not his foot. But for his ankle, you can move it all around, and for his foot, you can kind of move it like this, so that way, if you want him to like take a step like that, you can also pose him like that. So I'm gonna try to put his katana in his hand. He's left-handed, which is weird. I guess he's left-handed. In the picture, it shows it on his left hand. I have to double check to make sure that's accurate. I'll double check after this video. So yeah, so guess that's him. And then you can just peg this on here. And these stands, they're okay. I would say they're decent. Most of my figures are on them. Kirishima kept falling over, so I tried my brother's other stand. So yeah, but other than that, they're pretty decent. Like, they'll stand on it. As long as you don't have it super weighted to one side, it should be fine. If it's super weighted to one side, they might end up falling over. I'll just show him again. Like, turn around. I didn't buy a Lazy Susan, which is one of those cooking things where you can put the cake and then rotate it. So I might end up buying one later on. But yeah, overall, I really like this figure. There's a lot of detail to the clothing and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna take one of my figures and just do a side-by-side comparison. So you'll see that he's taller than Bakugo. These are all 7-inch figures. So if you have any other figures from any other series or other companies that are 7-inch, it would work well with them. He is taller than Bakugo because he's an adult, but I like the different scaling and stuff like that. It actually works, like the height. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. In next video, I'm doing a whole bunch of drawing videos, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to see my other figure reviews that I've done before, it will be in my figure review playlist in my channel, so you can definitely check it out. I just have a whole bunch of My Hero Academia stuff so far. I did have one cyberpunk one, but that was it. But yeah, if you want to see them, they'll be there. And for him, I'll put the Amazon link in the description box below if you want to purchase him. Sometimes the sellers might sell out, so depending on like the time you go to click the link, sometimes there's things where I'll put the link and then the link will basically lead to nothing, and that's because they just sell out. So definitely check it out as soon as possible, so that way you'll be able to get your hands on one of them. I was thinking about getting Ida. My brother said he'll get it for me, but after seeing this, I might even want Shigaraki, even though I'm not a fan of like villains and stuff. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!